Make sure you like, comment, subscribe if you're on YouTube, Twitch, comment, sub up, the whole nine. Send it to your friend, tell a friend. Let's go ahead and get to this reaction.
I'm now going to turn the podium over to FBI Director Kash Patel.
Cash! Eyes gonna be.
Good morning. Today we are here in New York to announce a historic arrest across a wide-sweeping criminal enterprise that envelops both the NBA and La Cosa Nostra. The men and women up here standing with me represent a small portion of the leadership team that brought profound justice in an era that needed it more than any. I'll just highlight some of the details in the case and the FBI work, and then you'll hear from the others. But as you now know, individuals such as Chauncey Billups, Damon Jones, and Terry Rozier were taken into custody today, former, current NBA players and coaches. What you don't know is that this is an illegal gambling operation and sports rigging operation that spanned the course of years. The FBI led a coordinated takedown across 11 states to arrest over 30 individuals today responsible for this case, which is very much ongoing. Not only did we crack into the fraud that these perpetrators committed on the grand stage of the NBA, but we also entered and executed a system of justice against La Cosa Nostra to include the Bonanno, Gambino, Genovese, and Lucchese crime families. And you'll hear more about those details today.
Boy, still got the mafia
the
going
charges
like
and
that?
the arrests that were taken down across this country range from wire fraud, money laundering, extortion, robbery, illegal gambling. This FBI will leave no room for any perpetrator of crime in the country.
Big dinner box.
They want to run an ad on this, man, when shit get good, man. They always want to run an ad on you when the shit get good. I respect the game, but damn, man. Oh, man, Chauncey Billups.
A lot about our work of defending the homeland and crushing violent crime. Well, this work is also representative of a colossal portion of the FBI's mandate to keep America safe and to keep our entertainment industry fair and secure. The men and women that are standing up here today worked tireless hours, days, months, and years. And the fraud is mind-boggling. It's not hundreds of dollars. It's not thousands of dollars. It's not tens of thousands of dollars. It's not even millions of dollars. We're talking about tens of millions of dollars in fraud and theft and robbery across a multi-year investigation. And we could not have done it without our interagency partners that are before us today. The NYPD, HSI, and teams of law enforcement officials from around the country made this day possible. It takes a team to bring this kind of justice, sweeping justice, into the halls of the United States courtrooms, where our brave United States attorney has led this prosecution. It takes courageous prosecutors to stand before you and say, we will not allow this kind of illicit activity to happen, not only at the national sporting level, but also where it hides in La Cosa Nostra. And when these two collided together, they perpetrated a fraud that is historic in terms of not just money, but the scheme and the deceit that they utilize to steal and swindle people from money, to include crypto fraud. This is an operation that showcases to you that under President Trump's administration, there is no room for any type of criminal behavior, be it on the world's largest stage or in the back rooms of tiny parlors where card games are being played. We are proud to stand here today with the men and women of the FBI and this legal team. And to the United States Attorney, I just want to thank you personally for taking the time to display the work that the media is about to hear about today in detail. As I said, it does take courageous prosecutors, but it takes a courageous United States attorney to bring this case, because we are going to take heat for it. But we don't shy away in this administration. We don't say no. What we do is we bring the results across the finish line. We bring them to the public.
Why I got to buy black brothers, though,
and
man?
yes, they will have their day in court, and you will hear the evidence through the court system exclusively. We will not deny anyone of due process, and that's the brilliance of this system. That's the brilliance of this administration. Everyone will be held to account. So with that, I turn it over to United States Attorney Nosella. Thank you.
You steadily talking about this administration.
Thank you, Director Patel. To be clear, we're announcing today
you're the head coach of an NBA team.
Major cases, both involving fraud. One involves sports betting, and the other involves illegal gambling, very specifically rigged poker games. The first indictment involves 6 defendants who are alleged to have participated in one of the most brazen sports corruption since online sports betting became widely legalized in the United States. This scheme is an insider sports betting conspiracy that exploited confidential information about National Basketball Association athletes and teams. The second indictment involves 31 defendants alleged to have participated in a nationwide scheme to rig
That boy
illegal
Gil
poker
wrote down a
games.
whole list of
These
people.
defendants, which include former professional athletes, used high-tech cheating technology to steal millions of dollars from victims in underground poker games that were secretly fixed. The games in the New York area were backed by the Bonanno, Gambino, and Genovese crime families of La Cosa Nostra. While the cases are separate, there are 3 overlapping defendants charged in both cases: Damon Jones, Eric Ernest, and Shane Hennon. The indictments in these cases contain
Damon
only
Jones,
allegations.
man. Hope he
and
wasn't
the
hanging out with that
defendants
nigga
are
Gil.
presumed innocent until they are proven guilty in a court of law. But
Ain't
my
gonna get a
message
bail?
to the defendants who've been rounded up today is this: your winning streak has ended. Your luck has run out.
They love to have a bar. now.
Violating the law is a losing proposition, and you can bet on that. First,
That's the headline
I would
you
like
came
to
up
talk
with,
about
dude.
United States versus
Fuck outta
Ernest,
here.
the NBA basketball gambling case. The defendants in this case are Eric Ernest, Marvez Farley, Shane Hennon, De Niro Laster, Damon Jones, a former NBA player and coach, and Terry Rozier, a current NBA player.
You don't even know to say a nigga name.
Other co-conspirators were previously
Rozier.
charged for their roles in the scheme, including former NBA player Jontay Porter.
Who?
Between December
Jontay
2022
Porter?
and March
Oh, yeah.
2024,
That's,
these
bro-
defendants
brother.
perpetrated a scheme to defraud by betting on inside, non-public information about NBA athletes and
I thought he
teams.
said DeJounte Murray.
The
for a
non-public
second.
information included when specific players would be sitting out future games, or when they would pull themselves out early for purported injuries or illnesses. They relied on corrupt individuals, including Jones and Rozier. They also misused information obtained through long-standing friendships that they had with NBA players and coaches.
Damn.
And in at least one instance, they got their information by threatening a current player, Porter, because of his pre-existing gambling debts. Defendants used this non-public information to place hundreds of thousands of dollars in fraudulent bets, mostly in the form of prop bets on individual player performance. The bets were
Gambling
placed
is
through online
killer.
sports books and also in person at casinos.
Prize
The
Picks,
defendants
y'all want to
relied
sponsor
on
us,
a
though,
network
man. We're going
of
to do it
straw
right.
bettors to place the maximum amount of bets to increase their potential profits. Most of these bets succeeded, and the intended losses were in the millions of dollars. The defendants then laundered their illegal winnings in various ways: peer-to-peer platforms, bank wires, and simple cash exchanges.
Ever changed a tire before? Don't
They
bet.
just wanted to
cash
help
apping each
people
other.
by
They
sharing
Zilling
data
it,
advice
Apple
on
paying it.
Throw the big fish.
Dumbass
I'm not a dad to
fucks.
just my own kids, but to the millions of people.
Cash,
that
even
need to
you
hear
can't get
we
away
got
with the
this.
cash. You're going to get the cash pulled
The
out at the
indictment
casino or the bank and
details
trying to drop it
specific
off. They,
examples
somebody
where the
snitching.
defendants profited
Overly.
from illegal
Gilbert Arenas.
gambling and illegal betting on various NBA games about the performance of players on, among other things, the Charlotte Hornets, the Portland Trail Blazers, the Los Angeles Lakers, and the Toronto
Okay, the Hornets.
Rangers.
That's Toronto.
Each
Okay,
defendant
yeah.
in the NBA
Toronto
basketball
Raptors,
gambling
dickhead.
case has been charged with conspiracy to commit wire fraud
Okay,
and
so that's-
conspiracy
So that's the Lakers. We got to figure out what the Lakers game. We got to figure out that Lakers game. I think it was. We got to figure out that Lakers game for one. Then you got the Hornets. That's Terry Rozier. The Cavs. That's Damon Jones. And then the Raptors is Porter.
to commit money laundering. Now, I would like
We
to
gotta figure
turn
out
to
who
the
LA
other
is, though,
case,
y'all.
United States versus Aiello, the rigged poker game case. Beginning as early as 2019, the defendants in this case orchestrated a scheme to use wireless cheating technology to run rigged poker games across the United States, including in the Hamptons, Las Vegas, Miami, and Manhattan. The scheme targeted victims known as, quote, fish, who were often lured to
Baiting them in.
participate
Come on now.
in these rigged games by the chance to play alongside former
Celebrities.
professional athletes who were known as, quote, face cards. The so-called face cards included the defendant Chauncey Billups, who at the time of the scheme was a former NBA player and is currently the head coach.
Oh, he
of
wasn't
the
coaching
Portland
yet. He needed the
Trailblazers.
money. He wasn't coaching yet.
And also Damon Jones, a former NBA player and coach. What the victims, the fish, didn't know is that everybody else at the poker game, from the dealer to the players, including the face cards, were in on the scam. Once the game was underway, the defendants fleeced the victims out of tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars per game.
You know
The
the why
defendants
people wasn't
used
gonna
a
let that shit
variety
slide.
of very sophisticated cheating technologies,
They ain't letting that shit
some
slide.
of which were provided by other defendants in exchange for a share of the profits from the scheme. For example, they used off-the-shelf shuffling machines that had been secretly altered in order to read the cards in the deck, predict which player at the table had the best poker hand, and relay that information to an off-site operator.
And how they getting that information back
The
to them?
off-site operator sent the information via cell phone back to a co-conspirator at the table, and that person at the table was known as the quarterback.
Ooh.
The quarterback then signaled secretly the information he had received from to others at the table, and together they used that information in order to win their games.
Damn,
and
bro,
to
they
cheat the victims.
janky.
Defendants
basically
used
robbing
other
people,
cheating
yeah.
technologies, such as poker chip tray analyzers, which is a poker chip tray that secretly reads cards using a hidden camera, special contact lenses or eyeglasses that could read pre-marked cards, and an X-ray table that could read cards face down on the
Damn,
table.
these niggas getting
What
off.
you see depicted on the screen right now is an example of the X-ray table that reveals the cards. Although they are face down on the table, they can be read because of the X-ray technology. The Mafia,
So show the
specifically
table,
members
damn,
and
fuck.
associates of the Bonanno, Gambino, and Genovese organized crime families,
Mafia ain't bullshitting
had
when it comes to that money,
pre-existing
bro.
control over non-rigged, illegal poker games around New York City.
Then they
As
came
a
in with
result,
the rig and all
they
that.
also became involved in the rigged poker games, helping to organize the games and taking a cut of the proceedings.
Yeah, they shit. They
and
making this money. They
working
like,
to
hold on,
enforce
now.
the collection of debts. The defendants laundered their proceeds,
Enforcing the
including
collection of
through
debt
cash
is crazy.
exchanges, the use of multiple shell companies, and through cryptocurrency transfers. As part of the scheme, some of the defendants and their co-conspirators also committed acts of violence, including the gunpoint robbery of a person in order to obtain a rigged shuffling machine, and
Damn.
extortions that were perpetrated against victims in order to ensure that they repaid their gambling debts. Defendants who participated in the rigged poker scheme are charged with wire fraud conspiracy. Other defendants have been charged with crimes including illegal gambling, money laundering, Hobbs Act robbery, and extortions. This case demonstrates our office's unrelenting commitment
That
to
sound about
fighting the
right.
scourge of
You basically
organized
robbed the nigga
crime
blind.
in whatever form it takes.
What we're announcing today is not just another takedown.
They are.
It's the result of more than 2 years of coordinated investigative
bunch of
work by
dickheads
the
up there, just-
NYPD's Joint Organized Crime Task Force and the FBI. 2 cases that exposed criminal networks led by 34 individuals who believed the rules did not apply to them. They hid behind layers of complexity, behind
Like
money,
her neck goes
and behind
straight up to her
influence,
face.
believing
What the
those
fuck is
things
that?
would shield them from accountability. The first case, Operation Nothing But Bet, exposed a gambling ring built around professional basketball,
Nothing but bet.
where players and associates allegedly used inside information to
Damn, dust everywhere.
manipulate prop bets on major sports betting platforms.
but bet.
They placed wagers on
on,
unders
Nick.
on players to score less, rebound less, assist
sounded like
less,
a,
using
cartoon
information that was
character
not yet
from
public. In some instances, players
the
altered
fuck
their
is that?
performance or took themselves out of games to make sure that those bets paid out. One example
They better.
occurred on March 23rd, 2023 in Charlotte. Terry Rozier, an NBA player now with the Miami Heat, but at the time playing for the Hornets, allegedly let others close to him know that he planned to leave the game early with a supposed injury. Using that information, members of the group placed more than $200,000 in wagers on his under statistics. Rozier exited the game after just 9 minutes, and those bets paid out, generating tens of thousands of dollars in profit.
That nigga
The
hell.
proceeds were later delivered to his home, where the group counted
Cashed out.
their cash. As the NBA season tips off, his career is already benched, not for injury, but for integrity. As a result of this investigation, 6 defendants, including
wanna be
Rozier,
rappers
are now
so
facing
bad, bro.
conspiracy to commit bank and wire fraud. In a second case, Operation Zen Diagram, investigators uncovered a
Zen
long-running
Diagram?
scheme in which members and associates of several well-known organized crime families rigged high-stakes poker games across the country. These operatives included capos and multiple soldiers from the Bonanno, Gambino, Lucchese, and Genovese crime families. Bringing 4 of the 5 families together in a single indictment is extraordinarily rare. It reflects how deep and how far this investigation reached, and the skill and the persistence it took to get here. That work uncovered a deliberate, technologically
families like,
sophisticated
come on,
operation
man. They
designed
gotta have a
to
meeting
carry
about
out
this.
their
Like, what we gonna do
crimes.
about this,
They
man?
used custom shuffling machines that could read the order of cards,
That's
barcoded
it.
decks, and hidden cameras built into tables and light fixtures.
That's it.
The organizers also enlisted well-known public figures, former and current NBA players and coaches, including Chauncey Billups, the head coach of the Portland Trailblazers, an NBA champion and a Hall of Famer, to make the games appear legitimate. Victims believed that they were
using
sitting
the
at
nigga
a
as a
fair
face
table.
card.
Instead, they were cheated out of millions. One victim in particular lost $1.8
This all started with
million.
Gilbert
In
Arenas, bro.
total, losses exceeded $7 million and continue to climb. And when people refused to pay, these defendants did what organized crime has always done. They used threats, they used intimidation, and they used violence. It's the same pattern that we have seen for decades. Traditional mob enforcement methods combined with new technology to expand the reach of their operations.
It's not popular to go after some of the defendants that we went after today, but justice
Man,
is
free
served,
Chauncey Billups,
blindly.
man.
And how do we countermand that? Simple. The unsealing of these indictments today shows the force.
Free
of
Chauncey
the
Billups,
Department of
man. He ain't
Justice,
do
our great
nothing,
Attorney
man.
General,
He
and
ain't
the
know.
leadership that we have at the FBI and the team here to
You got no
specifically
proof he knew
mete
what was
out
going on.
justice. And look, let's not, mince words. This is the insider trading saga for the NBA. That's what this is. That's why we are going to take heat. But as the evidence comes out,
really
as the
go
indictments are unsealed,
at the
you will see
politicians.
the extensive work these men and women put in, countless hours over years, and that's
That's
how we
why you
countermand it.
invest your money. Follow the politicians and invest your money. They're not going to arrest you for that. When you follow these NBA tips and gamble your money, you're getting arrested, buddy.
we will not publicly discuss the timing of when we do takedowns. I will only say that we do takedowns in a coordinated fashion with our law enforcement partners and the U.S. Attorney at the appropriate time to make sure that we ensure the integrity of the investigation, as the United States Attorney said, an investigation that is very much ongoing.
The biggest day, NBA, you do it the next day.
For the NBA. What are the implications of this case for other sports leagues and for the legal gambling industry in general?
Simple. If you're participating in the legal gambling industry, you got nothing to worry about. If you're participating in illegal conduct, you got everything to worry about, and this case shows it.
And this is the reported evidence. Terry Rozier. Catching this Terry Rozier guilty as hell.
And still going. Rozier turned it over again. Having a tough night. And
nah, Terry.
The DHO. And he turned it over.
That's a legit turnover. But that,
you don't like playing in Miami?
even the other bench looking at him crazy, like, damn, what's wrong with Terry Rozier?
Rozier, a contested three is short. The ultimate teammates and sacrifice so much. Rozier on the show.
Damn, my black brother, it's hard. You make it hard for me to defend you. Come on.
Rozier with a three. Anderson with a rebound. Rozier relocates for another try.
Over on the shot attempts, under on the points is crazy. Bro, telling your partners to bet over on the shot attempts, under on the points is wild, bro. This is the Hornets game, they said, okay. And now this is the allegations they saying this is the Lakers game. They said Jared Vanderbilt is a part of this.
Don't look again for Golden State. Something's giving the Lakers some trouble. Oh, the lob. Vanderbilt trying to adjust and make.
Nah, we're not doing that.
Vanderbilt open three. He missed that.
Hello, man. Let me fix the camera for y'all, man. Fix the camera for y'all. Run that back. Y'all ain't see these bricks.
The zone look again for Golden State. Something's giving the Lakers some trouble. Oh, the lob. Vanderbilt trying to adjust and make. Vincent around. Vanderbilt open three. He missed everything. Going to run Butler. Attacks on Moravia. Right to his body. Can't bank it in. Rebound fought for Vanderbilt.
Rebound. Push it.
The sloppy play continues.
Yeah, I kind of did see him.
This Reeves just stepped over.
Be a bad night. He could be high.
AI on a heel, and then another turnover.
He can't play this whole second half. You got to get him 2 minutes at least.
Vanderbilt, not known as a three-point shooter. Doncic doubled. Back to Jared Vanderbilt. Hill attack. Sky had it knocked away by Green. Visit with Rams head coach Sean McVay this summer. So the biggest thing that he learned was instilling a football culture.
This is just a bad night.
Again for Golden
State.
This
is just a bad night. I ain't gonna put that on Jared Vanderbilt, y'all. Bro just had a bad night, man. Sometimes your shot ain't there. Do a couple of turnovers. That's just a mad NBA fan, I ain't gonna lie. So Terry Rozier, man, you definitely might be guilty, bro. I hate to say it. You innocent and proven guilty, but damn, bro. You gotta make it hard on the people.
Guys, you feel free to weigh in now, Shaq. You've heard from Shams. You saw the FBI director speaking about this. What do you think?
Cash.
I know everybody that's at play. And I don't like to sit up here and be hypocritical about certain things. I homeboy gamble, Ernie. You know, bet it. You know, we've been on teams. We played cards. We played spades. We played tonk.
Gambling become addictive.
With that being said, every year they would give us forums on what and what not to do. One of those things where if somebody asks you if a certain player is playing, you say no. So all these guys knew what was at stake. And I'm just ashamed that they put themselves and put their family and put the NBA in this position. We all know the rules. We all know the letter of the law. And it's just unfortunate. You know,
Shaq might be a little involved too. Hold on, Shaq.
Guilty. But usually when the FBI has something, they have you. You know, FBI, I know a lot of people from the FBI, and I've been in many of those investigations. They'll wait 2, 3, 4, 5 years, but when they come knocking on your door, they have something. And we all know the letter of the law when it comes to gambling and sports gambling. And I don't want to sit up here like I'm some perfect guy. Like every now and then when I go to Vegas, I'll play some craps and I'll play some roulette. But Never gambled at anybody's house. Don't know anything about poker, so I don't know what they're talking about when it comes to the Chauncey thing. But I know.
I might never
Chauncey,
play poker now.
Damon
Fuck
very
with this
well.
shit.
Play with Damon, so I don't want to sit up here, but I'm ashamed that those guys would put their families and their careers in jeopardy. There's an old saying in the hood: all money ain't good money.
Telling you.
So if you're making $9 million and you're dealing in certain things, like how much more do you need? Especially if you know you get caught, you can do jail time.
Yeah.
Lose your career. You know, put a bad image on yourself or your family or on the NBA. I agree with you, Chuck. They dropped the ball.
100%.
They had this
100% dropped the ball.
And like you never want to have your name involved in that when you know the letter of the law. And Ernie, again, I know for a fact every year they cancel practice and say don't do this and don't do that and don't do that. So all the guys had the information. So
let's
damn, Chauncey.
Well, it's super
Looking
unfortunate.
at
One, because
come on, man.
We look at players that are involved and the people that are involved. We're surprised because when you have access and you're at the top of your game, so to speak, as a coaching profession, a player, or whatever, you're at the top of the game, you have access to millions and millions of dollars in this league. So it was surprising that they would put themselves in that position, possibly. It is an innocent until proven guilty. I think the other part is we have to realize gambling is an addiction.
Look, it is an addiction.
The addiction of it is what makes you make illogical decisions.
No bullshit.
Not because you make $9 million. There are people who are making, as the FBI director said, there's a man who lost $1.8 million. That means he has a lot of money, so he has an addiction to that. Those fish that they talk about that they were bringing in. So gambling is an addiction which can make you make illogical decisions regardless of your
gamble,
ethnic
invest your
background,
money,
regardless
kids.
of your physical background, and
This is
regardless
Damon
of
Jones
your
and
financial
LeBron.
status. So let's understand that.
Okay, yeah, bro, it's a hooper. Stop playing.
I disagree in terms of
Let's
the
tell you,
NBA
Rozier.
dropping the ball. This is an ongoing investigation. There's no way that any FBI or police even would come to anyone and
He
say,
hooping hard
hey,
when they got
that.
he ain't betting on this over.
This is the surprise element always makes it happen. So they cannot overextend the information that they're receiving. And this is about individuals. And last, and I'll let you talk, Chuck. I will say
wish you
this.
would, because you're making me mad right here.
Well, I can make you mad, and you can make me mad. I just have my opinion. You're gonna have yours. But
Bro,
I also
you making
think
me
that
mad right here. Hold on.
there are people who get speeding
check out,
tickets doesn't mean everyone in the league speeds. And so don't look at this group of people that's starting to get investigated as the entire league.
I really just want this. You say the league dropped the ball on the Rozier part of this? Because they had already looked at it and said we didn't have enough, but not on the Chauncey. They didn't drop the ball on
First
Chauncey
of all, these are two
Billups.
different things.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
two different things.
So
Man, the NBA working with the FBI. These are three-letter corporations, man. Never trust them three-letter corporations, man. That's a gang.
The reason I'm mad at Kenny
They
is,
gangs.
man, this ain't got nothing to do with damn gambling addiction. This ain't got nothing to do with addiction. These dudes are stupid.
Why are they stupid?
Under no circumstances can you fix basketball games. Under no circumstances.
They not betting on the games.
I love to
We
gamble.
got prop bets now.
The notion,
Over and unders.
Rozier makes $26 million. Him
Overly.
giving people information or taking himself out of games. How much is he gonna benefit taking himself out the game to get unders? Like, he's making $26 million.
It ain't for him, it's for his friends.
He
trying to make his friends rich. I respect
He
that.
gave a head up.
He want his friends to be
took
just as rich as
himself out
him.
of games on prop bets. How much money is he gonna make?
Well, if he did that, you're proving my point.
What do you mean? That
means
that's
that
not
it's an
addiction.
illogical thought process. If you're making $26 million to try to win $50,000, like that's illogical. So that you're proving my point.
No,
It is
that's
an
not addiction. That's stupidity.
The same
No,
reason
but if he
someone goes and
bet
uses
if he gave his friends
drugs,
$200,000 and they won $200,000.
Drugs are
Three
addiction.
friends. Now you can split that up with them, and you ain't got to give them no money for the whole year, and you get your $200 back.
You're trying to make sure these guys being addicted.
You paying their salary, their yearly salary.
Basketball games. You cannot fix. Like I say, this is separate from Chauncey, but the notion that guys are making all this money and giving information. Come on, man, stop that. Ain't got nothing to do with addiction. That's just total stupidity on these two dudes' parts.
We will have more as the night goes on. Again, Shams will join us
NBA is
at
back.
the end of the night on
This
Inside.
is a crazy way to start the NBA